Wait. Now, headphones.
Headphones are good.
If I mess with it.
Yeah.
Y'all ready?
Yep.
All right. 3, 2.
Welcome to the Headline Eye. I am your host, Larry H. Gardner. And the A stands for somebody got arrested. Just preluding into the show. This is Wednesday, February 24th, 2021. And we got some hot fire here. That's why we have our guest, the president of the Urban League Guild, Billy L. Sharp in the building. And of course, returning back from Destinations Unknown, the queen with the gold mic, J. Price in the building. How are you doing, Miss J? How are you? I should have known you was going to come out with that. Listen.
T-Rex, T-Rex always.
Right. Well,
what's going on, Larry?
Nothing much. I'm sending, first of all, I got to give some happy birthdays to Go Get 'em Entertainment President Erishana Jacobs, who we had the Time Matters with Mikey J, the actor. It was wonderful at the Lakeshore Atlas. I went out there, yes. And also, happy birthday to Miss Meredith Turner. Happy birthday to her as well. Just a lot of, and everybody who's celebrating. Happy birthday.
Oh. Her birthday was last.
Courtney J.
Yeah, her birthday was last.
That's really your daughter?
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Yes, that Courtney J is her daughter, yes. Black don't crack. Never
I
have,
seen
never
that
will.
picture, because you always talk about your sons. I never known you had a daughter. The queen has a daughter?
Yeah.
That's what's up.
J. Serena Williams, Courtney J. is Naomi Osaka, so she's passing on the legacy to her. So
she's half a quarter of a century.
Speaking of legacies, and I want to bring this. I got to give a shout out to Lady T, Latoya Witcher. After the red carpet event at Lakeshore Atlas, I went over to Truth Nightclub, the old Kings and Queens, and picked this item up. This item is the Headline Eye. We are in the BWE Black Women Empowerment Hall of Fame. This plaque right here symbolizes all of our hard work throughout these years, and shout out to Lady T. This is lovely, and this is not only dedicated to me, Jay, but Nerve DJs, www.wnrv1081.com. We get on your Nerve DJs Network if you're listening, watching on Facebook Live. So
she picked a good picture.
She picked a very good picture. Yes. And so I gotta give a shout out to Lady T for doing that for us. And I thank you. So any plaque, this will stay unless Jay puts going on it and takes it home. This will stay at the Nerve. Yeah, it's going to stay here at Nerve DJs. It's going to be hanging up on the wall. So the next time a hater walks in and sees it, they see our faces and we'll hate some more. So, so the thing about it is that we are going to talk about Biden administration and the Capitol Hill riots. The FBI said they didn't know what was going on. The FBI said they didn't know what was going on. The FBI said they didn't know what was going on with the Capitol riots.
The one institution in our government that has special intelligence to have access to everything in the world, even from the fly landing on your wall in your house, they didn't know.
Yeah, somebody said that the FBI didn't know. And Republican Senator Ron Johnson, Republican, said this stupid thing. We're going to bring Billy on in a minute. Said this stupid thing. You know what he said, Jay? He said that there were Antifa and Democrats dressed up as Trump supporters to raid the Capitol. Wait. But let me. Thank you very much. Okay, so Democratic people who voted for Joe Biden raided the Capitol to impersonate Trump supporters to dispute an election They already won. Okay, so your thoughts on that?
I ain't even wasting no brain cells. I'm good. I'm not.
I can't go there. I'm tired. I'm tired.
I can use these good brain cells to do something.
Right, exactly.
Do everything by myself.
All right. So yes. So you know what? We're just gonna come on and just bring him on. So T-Rex, could you play the entrance music for our guest here today? All righty then. He is one of the true pioneers. He's been on our show before. You know him. You love him. The Urban League Guild president at this particular point in time. So we're going to pump up the volume for him right now. Please welcome none other than our esteemed guest, Mr. Billy L. Sharp. And he looks sharp too right about now. So thank you very much. Thank you, Billy, for coming on here. You got a book coming out. You want to talk about your book?
Well, it's a movie watch night. We're going prime time on Sunday, the 28th. We're going to re-air our documentary. We call it our docu-movie from Billy Sharp Omni Media. It's chronicling when we put our book out the first time, how we got to that book launch, the stuff that was going on in the community at the time, and then it jumps in and out of parts of the book. So I think it's a great look. So you have to go to the links on my platforms to get the email, because on Sunday it'll drop prime time 8 o'clock, and the next part drops in the time. So you can't fast forward and watch it. You gotta watch it and go. Yeah. Right. So afterwards we'll have a Zoom conversation where we can talk about. I'll be on hand to answer questions. We're trying to get the producer back in to be on hand to answer questions as well.
So when is the event?
So it is this Sunday. We're going prime time. We call it movie night. Get your popcorn ready, and make sure you subscribe, and we'll give you the links where you can watch the movie.
Oh, okay. Popcorn.
Hey,
whatever you want to do. You I'll take the popcorn. You take the wine. I don't know what. Right. So, speaking of me saying ha ha ha, somebody got arrested. Speaking of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, y'all knew I was gonna bring this up because I said it last night. Councilman Kenneth Johnson of Ward 4 was arrested for robbery and other charges, including his business partners and other people. He has been indicted and he has been arrested. As a matter of fact, the FBI was outside of his house when the news hit. So I know that some of you have to restrain. I know you two have to restrain from that. So I'm going to throw it over. Whoever wants to say anything about this first, you can go ahead. I'm going to let my esteemed guest, Mr. Sharp, start. Then, Jay, you can start. I know you're not going to say much. I'll just leave all the meat to me.
So, my name is Billy Sharp, and I'm president of the Urban League Guild, and we have to let the judicial process play out, and we see what happens at the end.
Okay. Jay?
I'm going to go ahead and pass it on you, bro. I got it.
All right. You know what? I'm going to say this. I invite political leaders, councilmen, CEOs, Urban League Guild presidents on here, Urban League people on here to talk about community issues. This is still Black History Month. Let me explain. This is still Black History Month. And whenever you have somebody who was supposed to be a pillar of the community, by the way, he has his name on the dang rec center in Ward 4. When you have things of that particular nature, let me just explain something to you. You need to stop. You need to stop and think about what you're doing. No crime, no nothing. And speaking of what Jay just said earlier about the FBI, once the FBI finds out what you've been doing, you're pretty much sunk. So you plead not guilty, Councilman Johnson or Mr. Johnson. It's not going to work. I feel like this, and I'm sure that everybody here agree with me, this is not the first person. Oprah, it's going to be like, the FBI is going to be like Oprah. They're going to be passing out indictments to everybody. You get an indictment, and you get an indictment, and you get an indictment. So the thing about it is, Mr. Johnson, when I asked you to come on this platform and you said that my show was little, and you called our opinions little, at least I'm free, bitch. So I'm saying, Just saying. I have no idea that you would be doing something like that. And the thing about it is like, it's been a long time coming for you because you've been playing fast and loose with the leadership position that you were voted into a while ago, Mr. Johnson. So I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this very, very harshly. Whatever that's going to be dealt to you, you deserve it. And you're 74 years old, Mr. Johnson. How many years you got left? I'm sure you're going to be tattling on everybody just like Tweety Bird in a gilded cage. So let the indictments and let the good times roll for anybody that's caught up in this web of lies. So we also have Vice President of the Urban League Guild, Mr. Colin Jackson. How are you, Colin?
It's hot in here, man. I was standing outside the door and I just feel the heat and I knew what this episode was about, but I'm here.
Oh, you already know what it is. We see what he said. That's how hot it is. That's how it's going to get. That's how hot it is. No.
Devil in the corner over there.
Oh yeah, I believe him. He chilling. Yeah.
Well, he chilling right there. He over my head right about now. That's why I got my hair cut. I couldn't stand it.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, that's why I got my hair cut. Yeah, I got a haircut.
Look good.
You got a fresh cut.
Yes, thank you. Before
You telling me that you reached out to Council Johnson and he said he too busy for your little show.
here's the thing. That was a year ago. Guess what? I live in Ward 4. So the thing about it is when they have the city hall meetings, Cleveland City Council meetings before COVID hit, I was down there listening to the city council meeting.
Is he the longest active member in council?
The thing about it is, no, he's not. Who is the longest? I know who's the longest active.
Valensky been?
He's the second long. Here's the thing. The dude retired from city council. Then he got unretired himself. He ran again and won.
It sounds like he got a lot of haters.
Well, the thing about it is, if there's no hate when it's truthful, okay? Just saying. And like I said.
So you mean to tell me in 40 years nobody can beat him? That sounds like a lot of hate to me. I'm playing devil's advocate. If I've been a councilman for 40 years, 41 years, ain't nothing to talk about. What's Mayweather record?
50 and 0.
All right, that's it.
Unfortunately, the FBI is going to beat his ass. But, excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So, Colin, how are you?
I'm well, Larry. How are you?
I'm fine. So, the thing about it is that we need leadership change in this city. I'm sure everybody agrees with that, correct?
There's going to be a shift in leadership.
The force is not with Mr. Johnson right now. So if you are running in Ward 4, make sure you get your signatures up because I'm sure there's going to be an opening. And Kevin Kelly, you can come on here too. Speaking of hot, I'm going to make it fire for Mr. Kelly if he ever steps up in here. Hopefully when. But
he has a listening to him.
Oh, he has. Are we supposed to listen to him or are we supposed to listen to us?
It's a listening to him.
Like, who's he supposed to listen to?
It's a listening to him.
Okay, we just gonna leave it at that, huh?
It's a listening.
It's a listening tour. All right, it's a listening tour.
You didn't get your postcard?
No, I did not get my postcard.
Yeah, every prospective ward. What is listening to?
Well, you know what, Larry? Let's say something that the Urban League and the Urban League Guild could talk about when it comes to listening to it.
Right, what's that?
They give the community an opportunity to be politically involved.
Uh-huh.
If their intentions are right.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So I think the issue is that we only do community forums maybe 2 or 3 times a year. And really what we need to be doing is maintaining constant contact between the community and the people that they represent. And that's one thing the Urban League Guild in particular wants to build a bridge at, is that divide between the people who are represented and the people that represent them.
Okay.
So number one comment from the community where we hang out, and those that are underserved, number one comment is that politicians only come around when it's time to run for office.
Right.
Correct.
Number one
That's
comment.
the problem.
Yes.
So you two distinct, because I respect the both of you. I might not agree with some politics.
There you go.
But the thing about it is that I do respect the both of you. So the thing about it is that you know, you are the now vice president of the Urban League, Colin, and you are a young man in dealing with, you know, community advocacy and things of that nature. How has it been for you during this pandemic, you know, knowing that you still have to conduct meetings and stuff and can communicate with Mr. Billy Sharp?
Well, under the leadership of Marsha Maccabee and the Urban League and working with Billy, we just follow suit, right? We adapted. So even the way that we record our podcast through our Zoom, that's our way of communicating.
Mm-hmm.
And for me as a millennial, I feel like this was my moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I could market, if I could brand myself and do these type of things the right way, then I could continue into this movement. And I think about what the civil rights movement would have had if they had Zoom and texting and all these things.
Right.
The movement would have been done in a year.
Right.
They would have organized like no other and got things done. And that's what I think that the pandemic really taught me and has shown me that I have a skill to do.
So the thing about it is, despite this coronavirus, the work doesn't stop.
It can't stop.
Right.
And also too, we had a space for everybody. We had some senior members that were possibly at high risk, so we had them at home working their networks on the phone, giving out quality information that the CDC was giving out in the city and the governor at that time. So there was space for everybody, and continues to be space for every single demographic at the Urban League and on the Guild.
Correct.
So the thing about it is that you have pushed the boundaries, and I see you guys, especially at one of the police stations, giving out lunches and still doing what you're supposed to do. Now the thing about it is, how long have you been doing that as far as the police stations?
So we came on with Dr. Yvonne Pointer. Shout out to Dr. Yvonne Pointer and Jeff Brown from the Jeff Brown Show. They brought us on last year, and they were serving our first responders. At that point, we were going through the pandemic. We had the civil unrest in the city, so they thought it important to still show and try to build a bridge with the police to show that there's unity there. We were all in this together. So we just picked it back up for Black History Month. So our thing for Black History Month at the Guild is to serve our first responders. So we're doing all 5 police districts within the city of Cleveland and some surrounding police districts. So those will be announced later. All right.
216-249-6658 is the number to call in if you are listening on www.WNRV1081.com. So are you still doing the podcast and things of that nature?
By podcasting, we have an event. I'll let Colin talk about. We have an event coming up this Saturday.
Yeah.
What's that event?
So we're actually doing a fully virtual event. It's called Building Bridges and Removing Barriers, right? Over the last year, that's what we've been committed to. We've been trying to build bridges across people's divisions and also remove barriers of knowledge and resources, right? I don't know if you remember, Larry, when COVID first happened, there was a rumor going around that we couldn't even get it.
Those were lies attributed to stay woke people.
There we go. But that's the thing with the Urban League Guild. What we are there to do is to remove the lies, remove the barriers, and get accurate information out. So this Saturday, we're actually having an event. It's called Building Bridges, Removing Barriers. It's virtual. We're going to have Larry Make with COVID, and all of our committees, whether it be finance, public engagement, or membership, are all going to be represented. And we're going to tell you guys how to get involved. What do they get with this, Billy, when they pay their $32.50 for the virtual event?
I'm glad you bring that up because we got for our 2, I'm going to induct you guys, Jay and Larry, as 2 honorary members. So they'll get these.
Wow.
Face mask.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I got one for Larry. I got one for Jay and one for Larry. That's what you'll get when you pay,
thank you.
You pay that because we're trying to build our membership. That one was for me before.
Wow.
So we're trying to build our membership. So we want to get, you guys have been community partners for years. We appreciate, I know you guys have switched stations, so on and so forth, but you always let us come on, get out quality information. We have good conversations, so we want to appreciate that. So we're going to make you 2 honorary members of the Guild.
Thank you. Dang.
Virtual event on Saturday. You get the mask, and you get dual membership to the Urban League Guild and the Urban League of Greater Cleveland. All right. So on top of that, if that wasn't enough, I got more. I promise y'all.
What else you got?
What you got some more?
I
What
got
else?
you a $15.
He done turned into Oprah Winfrey.
Yeah. I got you a
Give him stuff away.
$15 Uber Eats voucher. So you can watch the show, watch me talk, watch Billy talk, watch our awesome community partners, and get you some food.
So pretty much we get an Uber Eats, and I got Uber, so I'm going to download my Uber Eats. And listen, I'm fat. All right. I'm all for it, everything. So we're honorary members right now with the stuff.
Good.
Yeah.
We good?
Yeah, we good?
You good. You can come out and help us tomorrow if you want to.
Oh,
That's the thing. Once you join, you in. You're doing work, but you already doing that.
Right. Thank you very much. I mean, I see. First of all, we getting plaques, we getting honorary memberships. Right. We do everything.
chicken and curry chicken.
Right.
Oh, that must have been from Carolyn.
Yeah, that was. And if you haven't been to Carolyn's, speaking of Uber, I took an Uber to Carolyn's and came out for the white party and got some curry, and that was the best.
I remember that.
Yeah, I was the best.
We appreciate it. So every year, Larry's talking about every year for my birthday, I don't really celebrate my birthday. So I do a white party for Toys for Tots, and you can come in. The admission is a toy or $10. You can come in and give toys. It's a great event, and I want to thank you. Like I think that Jesus, Larry, you even came to everyone. That
Just
I had.
about, yeah.
I appreciate that.
I usually bring it.
Attendance.
Larry takes over the show.
All right. I usually bring a toy. I brought the $10 because I think my son Jalen had me toyed out.
Oh, he had to throw it out?
He's he ate, the thing about it, he was ordering stuff from, I don't know if you know about Roblox.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, he was ordering Roblox characters, and I'm trying to find these things. Meanwhile, the post office he got some stuff after Christmas, but he was happy just among the same. Mm-hmm. And I was broke just among the same, but I was happy for him. So, so anybody that says anything about me not taking care of my son, guess what? Shut your ass up. Thank you. But let's get back to what's going on. So Billy, you do an amazing job with the toys. What did you get last year for the Toys for Tots? You want to?
We had toys donated at the event, and then we had some others that came along. So at Chef Carolyn's, we did a pull-up toy giveaway because we were dealing with COVID. Only thing you had to do, you didn't have to register, just pull up. We gave you food, we gave you toys. It was a great event. It was really, really good.
And you still, you're still giving away food from the church, correct?
Yes, Mastering Generosity.
Mastering Generosity.
Which Colin is now on that board as well.
You
volunteer.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing about the thing about it is with Colin, I'm going to give him some, you always give flowers and roses to people while they're still here. The thing about it is that Colin is a millennial that is taking charge, is doing whatever needs to be done as far as community outreach. So the thing about it is he does the work, and it's hard. He said millennial. People like millennials, we need millennials and Generation Z's, whatever generation you think, to help out Generation X, us. So because the baby boomers are pretty much dying off, and some of them have been disenfranchised and led to Generation X somewhere around the wrong way. So we need guys like Colin to step up and be leaders, pretty much. And he's doing that.
Well, Larry, I'll just say I appreciate that, but I think you bring up a really good point there. We need y'all. We need the previous generation to embrace us and say, we want you in these conversations. We want you in your rooms. And maybe our opinions may differ slightly. But I'm not the grand poobah. And, and we're in Cleveland, and, amongst this community, we're all family. We all remember that conversation that happened, maybe a year ago at the city club, where they talked about where is the black leadership in the city.
Right.
I'm never going to question that. Where it is. It exists. But the question is, have they picked the next one? Have they brought them in? And where did it stop? Because that's what that conversation ended with. So I think, when you talk about does the city need new leadership, we need life. We need to collaborate across generations and not say this is mine and this is my legacy and this is what I'm gonna do, but what can we do for this community? And that's what I really believe in, because that's what my parents taught me, to be a community person, to be about more than myself. So that means when I find somebody like Billy, find somebody like you, Is there something we can work on together? I'm there to do the work.
Right. I had a kick in the door in the media outfield. I was, in my 20s, I was promoting. Shout out to Big Hef Quincy Taylor for making it in the Midwest book.
Right.
I was promoting with him, and then I was, working in corporate and was part of the Cake Boy, Cake Girl thing that, fell. I got a child out of it. But I'm just saying, I'm telling my truth right about now. So the thing about it is that, yeah, thank you very much, Human T-Rex. Thank you. So, and then, went through the life change, and then I had a kick in the door as far as media. And now we're full-fledged in it. And to find talent like Jay over here, is very rare in the city because everybody wants to share. So it's like, I'm willing to share the spotlight with anybody.
Yeah, it's a nice studio. You're doing all right.
Thank you. Thank you.
I want to bring up an example to what the two of you were talking about. So we started in 2019 with the census that the deal did, because we saw that was coming up in 2020.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And I couldn't find anybody who had worked on the census in a previous year, it's every 10 years, to kind of guide us through what it is that happened in the previous, what needs to be done, what to look out for. So we taken this project on. We teamed up with National Action Network, NAACP. I mean, we hit so many roadblocks. Had I had that senior experience, not saying that I'm a millennial, but had I had that senior experience, there's a lot of things that we could have saw coming. For example, I think, Joy, we talked about this with the jobs. They weren't handing out jobs equitably. We were getting the lower end of the jobs, not the higher end. And shout out to my CEO, Marcia Mockaby. We had to really go toe-to-toe with the Census Bureau over that because we found out they were not giving out jobs. We had that meeting here in Cleveland at a Census Bureau event in the back room and got that taken care of. But had we had information from previous times for people who worked on it, we could have avoided that. That's the kind of stuff that we need senior leadership. We need steady leadership. I can.
All right, so we
Are
have.
we going to commercial?
Well, yes, we are. So, this is Fouché with Deep End, and sometimes we are going on a deep end. When we come back, we're going to talk on a little bit of a lighter subject. We're going to talk about the legacy of Tiger Woods. So, this is the headline. Larry H. Gardner, Jay Price, the Queen of the Gold Mic, Billy L. Sharp, and Colin Jackson, my favorite person in the world. We'll be right back.